So, you come back to your room one day and find this hot, half-naked girl. Then you're told that she'll be your roommate. What do you do? Go! Today's anime will be about this world where humans who have supernatural powers are called blazers. These blazers can set weapons known as device, which are made through a person's soul, and Japan has many academics to train the skilled ones, including Hagun Academy, which is one of Japan's finest, to fight at the 7-Star Sword Art Festival, which is this big tournament to see who is the most badass student. Hagun's Academy used to win every year, but the past few years were a failure. So say hello to this hottie right here, Stella Vermilion. She's the second princess in Vermilion Empire. She is accepted as Hagun Academy, and with big hopes that she might be the one who takes back Hagun to its rightful place. Also, the story today will be about this guy right here, Ikki Kurogane. In the first scene, Ikki is materializing a fancy black sword and has this glance at his past about a mysterious man that tells him to remember how it feels to be weak, and then Ikki starts doing these moves with his sword. So I thought, here is a main character who is a total badass from the first episode. But guess what? Psych! Apparently, Ikki is rank F and the weakest person in Hagun Academy. Not only that, his title is the worst one. Yeah, that. Ikki comes back to his room and oh my, the things he has seen. A hot, half-naked girl in his room, so the natural thing is to look away or get out of the room. But Ikki had another perspective on how to be a gentleman.
Yeah, boy, ow.
I'll get naked and let's call it 50-50 here. He gets slapped, of course. He's sent to the director and she tells him that he and Stella will be roommates. Who said that dreams don't come true? So the two made a bet. They'll have a mock battle and the loser will have to obey whatever the winner says for the rest of his life. And to be honest, this was a finished battle from the start. I mean, how can a rank F defeat a rank A? So Stella was confident. The fight began, and Ikki wasn't that bad, actually. He was awesome. He even copied Stella's techniques and used that against her. Eventually, Stella used her noble art, and it seemed to be the end for Ikki. But he uses his own noble art and defeats Stella. Apparently, Ikki is strong, but the ranking system only measures your abilities as a blazer, and not your physical and swordplay abilities. Anyway, Ikki was a loser and a badass at the same time. Not a bad combination if I do say so myself. It's time for Ikki to order Stella whatever he wants. She lost the bid, so she will obey. So Ikki, we men are cheering for you.
Oh my god!
Let's be roommates, is what this idiot said. He wasted the chance of his life. I will never forgive you. We will never forgive you. Anyway, Ikki's younger sister, Shizuku, arrives at Hagun Academy as a new student, and we all know that some animes have a twisted relationship between siblings. I didn't think this one was one of those animes until Shizuku called Ikki Oni-sama loudly and kissed him in his mouth in front of the other students. I mean, talk about the Lannisters here, but this is sick. Stella gets jealous of Shizuku, and the two end up fighting. Shizuku meets her roommate Alice. I had my doubts at first due to the name, but when he told Shizuku to think of him like her big sister, I was like, man, what the fuck? It's only 2 episodes in, and all kinds of twisted people are showing up. Ikki tells Stella about his past and how his family treated him badly, and they made the school make these rules to prevent him from graduating. But now, there's a new director, Kurono. Ikki takes Shizuku and Stella shopping. It's not bad enough to see Shizuku's weird relationship with her brother. I have to see this sissy here acting all girly and stuff. While the boys went to the bathroom, the mall was taken by a criminal named Bisho. Stella tried to defeat him, but he uses his device Judgment Ring, which absorbs the attackers with one ring and releases them with the other. He tells her that there's a way to save all the hostages. Get on your knees and beg, entirely naked. Is everyone in this anime a pervert? Stella starts taking off her clothes when Shizuku interferes. After she secured the hostages, Ikki was able to attack. And man, he dodges the criminals' bullets like they were nothing and cut Bisho's arm. When Bisho wanted to attack, he was pinned by the sissy boy, who is sissy, but as tough as you can get. But like any hostages, case, or bank robbery, the criminals had something hiding between the hostages. But it was useless due to the interference of Kirihara, who told everyone how Ikki ran away from him when battling before. But the truth is that Ikki refused to fight him, as it'll be an excuse for the Kurogane family to expel him from the school. And Kirihara will be Ikki's first opponent in the tournament to determine the 6 students who will represent Hagun Academy in the 7-star Sword Art Festival. During their matches, Stella, Shizuku, and the sissy boy easily defeat their opponents, but our guy Ikki begins studying Kirihara's noble art, which makes him invisible and undetectable. I could think of 2 words to use this art: girls' bathroom. The match between Ikki and Kirihara begins, and Kirihara, no hesitation, activates his noble art. Area Invisible, which transformed the battleground into some sort of forest, and Kirihara became invisible. Ikki had a plan to win. Kirihara can't make arrows disappear, so just simply attack him from the source of the arrows. But Kirihara's developed his art, and he can now make the arrows disappear. While kicking Ikki's ass, Kirihara started making jokes about how Ikki has to win the 7 Sword Art Festival to graduate, which was funny for the audience because, let's face it, he's an F rank. So you can see the joke here. Not just that, Kirihara started screaming "worst one," and the audience repeats after him. I admit that I cheered with them, but it was only because the way they pronounced "worst one" was funny. The cheers were interrupted by Stella, who gave Ikki a motivational speech. Ikki uses his noble art, Itoshura, and with fast and accurate movements, he makes Kirihara run away and scream like a little girl and wins the battle. And after the match, Stella and Ikki said that they like each other and had a big hug. After the fight with Kirihara, Ikki won his remaining battles easily and became popular at school. They even changed his name from Worst One to Another One, and the girls asked him to mentor them in perfecting their swordsmanship. The other boys at school got jealous of Ikki, as he's surrounded by girls all the time. I can relate to that. They tried to attack him, but the idiots made him look even cooler in front of the girls and became his students. Stella, on the other hand, was jealous and frustrated as Ikki is not paying her enough attention since they became a couple. Ikki decides to take Stella, Shizuku, Alice, Sissy Boy, and the rest of his students to the pool for training. Anyway, Stella gets overwhelmed with hormones. It's the only way to explain what happened. She likes Ikki, then she hates him, and then she likes him again. Then she had a fight with him to determine who likes the other more. And then she says she wants to kiss him. Girls. Ikki and Stella defeat 2 other students from the school council and progress to the next battle. Ikki notices that he's been stalked by someone for more than a week. Well, you might say Ikki has good eyes, but when the stalker is hiding like this, you don't even need eyes to notice them. The stalker is Ayase Ayatsuji. She's the daughter of a famous swordsman. She wanted to ask Ikki to help her improve, but due to her fear of men, she was not able to approach Ikki. And as a nice guy he is, Ikki approves to help her. Yeah, we're all nice men when it comes to girls, so don't get your head big, okay? Here we can see Ikki trying to fix Ayase's pose, but all I see is him feeling her. Girl, this is sexual harassment. Do not fall into it. One night, while having dinner with Ayase and Stella, they meet Kurado Kurashiki, the ace of Donro Academy, and a blazer who knows Ayase and despises swordsmen. He smashes a bottle into Ikki's head and splits on him. Yet still, man, Ikki maintained his nerves and didn't do anything. Otherwise, he gets expelled. Kurado leaves as he doesn't want to waste his time on a wimp like Ikki. As they head home, Ikki's next battle is determined. And guess who he gets to face? The same girl he was feeling the body of, and calls it training. Yes, Ayase, the stalker girl. Ayase texts Ikki that she wants to meet him on the rooftop, so Ikki meets up with her. and the ungrateful stalker took her weapon out. I thought she was gonna attack Ikki, but she cut the fence and jumped off the building. Ikki had to use his noble art to save her. Wait a minute. I can smell something suspicious here. I was right. She knew he can only use his noble art once every 24 hours, so she cooked this up. It seems that her father, the so-called Last Samurai, was defeated by the Sword Eater from Donro Academy, Kuraudo Kurashiki, and upon the terms they agreed to, Kuraudo took the dojo. It's a fair reason for Ayase to be such a bitch, but not enough to lose her pride. Weak and exhausted, Ikki has to fight Ayase, and he not only tries to defeat her, but is also trying to help her regain her lost pride. But man, once a bitch, always a bitch. Ayase planted the stage before the match with her noble art, which is against the rules, by the way. Ikki knows she violated the rules. Actually, he knew before the match that she's gonna do it, so he asked Yuri-sensei to overlook the violation. Man, I know you're trying to be a good guy, but even good guys have limits. I mean, eventually Ikki wins and offers her his help to get back to her father's dojo. Along with Stella and Ayase, Ikki goes to Ayase's family dojo and challenges Kuraudo to a duel to reclaim the dojo. Kuraudo summons his sword, Orochimaru, which actually looks like Orochimaru from Naruto. Anyway, the fight begins, and as the fight progresses, Ikki seems happy and smiling, although Kuraudo had an ability that makes his reactions super fast, that didn't stop Ikki at all. The fight came to an end, and Ikki used Ayase's father's final attack, which he stole from Ayase when he was teaching her, and the fight ends as a draw. Later, Ayase confesses her foul play to the school, and her father regains consciousness in the hospital. The director sends Ikki and Stella to a training camp. Stella is initially excited, believing she now gets to spend some time alone with Ikki, and we all know what time alone means. But it turns out that they were sent to help the student council with cleaning up the training camp. So much for the time alone. But that didn't stop Stella, as she insists on climbing up the mountains to view the waterfall with Ikki, despite having a fever. And it rained, so they had to take shelter. They found a lodge, but Stella's clothes were soaked. So genius Ikki suggested that he'll take off his clothes as well, so she wouldn't feel embarrassed. Man, 9 episodes and still he uses the same trick. Even took it to the next level this time and undressed her himself. We salute you, sir. We salute you. And here's another trick that they added to the playbook. Suddenly, they're attacked by puppet user Blazer, who controls golems, but the attack is frustrated by Student Council President Toka Tondo. This Four Eyes right here. So let me tell you something about this council president. She was one of the top 4 at last year's 7-Star Battle Festival. She's the strongest knight at Hagun Academy, and she's Ikki's little sister, Shizuku's next opponent. I don't think that Shizuku, no matter how strong she is, has a chance. But who knows? I've been proven wrong before. I mean, when I saw Alice, I thought he was cool, not a sissy. Shizuku is determined to win to prove that she's strong enough to stand beside her brother against everyone, especially the Kurogane family. I love how she stands for her brother, but man, she's past the line with her love for him. I mean, she can't even see the line. The line is a dot to her. I can see where Shizuku got her confidence to stand with her brother. I mean, the way she controls water and turns to ice how she wants, it's truly an art. You got my respect, Shizuku, but keep a distance from Oni-chan, okay? Shizuku fills the field with mist, and the only one who can see in it is the one who created it. And she was about to slice Toka from the back when Toka turned with her eyes closed and sliced Shizuku and wins the battle. I wouldn't say easily, but with less effort. Ikki, after all he's done to get this far, was about to be finished due to a kiss with Stella. As the ethics committee, which is controlled by the Kurogane family and Akaza, this nasty, short, weird-looking guy right here creates a scandal by photographing Ikki and Stella. Ikki later gets arrested and is placed in a special prison owned by his family. He's forced to have his selection matches in the prison. I mean, if you want to fail the guy, just do it. Don't consume him like that. And he was about to be totally consumed. That's when Stella was able to sneak something to him. What do you think it is? A nice meal, a memory between them, a letter? No. Her hair. Stella, my dear, you just made All Might and some pervert watching really happy. Ikki speaks to his father and tells him that he's winning and he will keep doing so until he wins the 7-Star Sword Art Festival, and asks his father if he will acknowledge him there. I already acknowledge you, is what Ikki wanted to hear. And guess what? It's what his father told him. But Ikki wishes he never did, as his father told him if he wins, he would cause unrest in his father's organization by inspiring those without magical ability to aim higher. So Ikki quit already, because your father doesn't hate you because you're weak. He just does. Akaza informs Ikki that his final opponent in the selection matches will be a Toka Todo. It will be televised to the entire world. If he wins, they'll pursue him no more. And if he loses, he'll have to give up his dream. Man, that's a tough position you put yourself into because of a kiss! Stella and Alice win the final matches and spots at the 7 Stars Battle Festival. Toka knows about Ikki's situation, but she has no choice but to fight. As Ikki was despaired and fell into the black, he was saved by his cheering friends and, of course, his beautiful girlfriend. The battle begins with everyone expecting Toka to win. Ikki uses his noble art Itoshura from the begging, which shows he wants to win. Ikki and Toka from the start use their final attacks. Ikki pushed himself out of his limits as he began to bleed from his entire body before making the sword swing. And man, oh man, he defeated Mighty Toka with just one swing. One swing? That's all it took.
Oh, hell no!
In your face, short weirdo. As well as Ikki's father. Akaza tries to attack Ikki, but gets thrown away by the rushing to her lover Stella, and Ikki falls into her boobs. I mean her body. Ikki asks Stella to be his family, which is another way of asking her to marry him. The Emperor of Vermilion telephones Ikki's father and suggests that their children should not be burdened by their parents' political goals, which was something that I didn't expect at all. But hey, good to know that there's a good father among the two. A ceremony is held honoring the school's 6 representatives for the 7 Star Sword Arts Festival, and Ikki is named the leader and flag bearer by Toka. It's quite obvious he is now the school's strongest. So this is the story about how Ikki Kurogane changed from the school's worst one to the school's best one.